It's very good to meet you,
Nice
Bill.
to see
I'm
you.
Raphael.
Nice to see you.
All right, Bill, I've got a few things for you to check out here this evening. First thing is a pair of tongs. Seem like normal tongs?
Normal tongs.
All right. The next thing is an envelope. On the front of this envelope says Brotherhood. If you will, open that up, make sure there's nothing inside. That way you can verify I have not loaded anything, I haven't put anything beforehand into that
Empty envelope.
envelope. Fantastic. The last thing I have for you to inspect is a deck of cards. Now this deck of cards, unlike the prior one, is very real. However, it has a problem, and I'll show everybody the problem. There are no faces on this deck of cards.
That is a problem.
Which means if you choose a card from this deck of cards, it's going to be impossible to tell from the rest, correct?
That's right.
Go ahead and take a look at it. Do check and make sure there are absolutely no faces on any of those playing cards.
All are blank.
All right. Now, do you know much about playing cards?
Not much.
Not much. All right, so I'm just going to give them a little shuffle here just like this. And once I give them a shuffle, you know, I'm shuffling a blank deck of cards. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of a point to this. I'm mixing up cards that have nothing. So here's what we're going to do. I've got this envelope here that says Brotherhood on it. I wrote Brotherhood on it because as of 20 some odd years ago, I met a little guy in a wheelchair named Ricky Boone. He came out to my grandparents' church and performed a magic show for us. Well, I was 12, 13 years old, and I was fascinated. I was just overjoyed. I had already started playing with some magic, and here I was getting to see a live magician, in real life. So tonight we're going to see where this takes us. You're going to hold the envelope, and here in a second I'm going to give you the tongs. But first off, we've got to pick a couple of cards.
Okay.
I'm going to riffle down just like this. I want you to tell me when to stop anytime you like.
Okay.
This, again, seems weird for a blank deck of cards, doesn't it? All right, anytime you like.
Stop.
You happy with that? Do you want to change?
That's a good place.
All right, whoa. I'm going to lose cards here. Take that card and just slide it in the envelope without looking at it. Just like that. Excellent. Now, like I said, we need to pick a couple. Try to get a different place if you can.
Stop.
Right there? Is that
Right,
good?
that's a good
All
one.
right, go ahead and take that card and put it right in there without looking. Excellent. Now, you've just picked out 2 blank cards out of a blank deck. Do you think you'll recognize those cards when we look at them again?
No.
Take the tongs, if you will, and I'm going to have you hold the envelope with the tongs up above your head. Fantastic. The envelope says Brotherhood this evening. And that's because after I met Ricky, it would be several years later, I would come into his shop as a teenager and want to buy some magic of my very own. That would begin a relationship with Ricky Boone that would last the next 2 decades at minimum. We would grow closer and closer over those years, and at this point, well, I'm running his magic shop for him. Which shows, I think, how much I mean to him, and certainly how much he means to me. So you've chosen 2 cards from a blank deck. What brings people together, what makes families, what makes brothers, isn't necessarily blood. Sometimes it's happenstance and the events we work with. If you will, take the envelope now you placed 2 blank cards into. Take out those cards and show everybody what's on their faces.
This one says Ricky D. Boone. And NFL, your name. How about that?
And so once again, happenstance has brought me and Ricky together. Thank you once again.
Good
so
trick.
very much.
That was a good trick.
Big round of applause for my uncle. Thank you.